Hey everybody, it's Captain Kyle and I'm here with a versus review. I'm putting up the DK2 Guard, shiny, against the eHobby exclusive Black Ironhide. Now you might say, is it fair to put a G1 style transformer up against the brand new stuff? Well, I don't care if it's fair or not, but these are both homages to the original Diaclone Ironhide. In fact, when you look at the DK2 Guard, that's pretty much all it says. It's an homage. So, we're gonna compare these two, and you get to decide which one is better. Be right back. So as I mentioned, these are homages to Diaclone. Maybe that's why he's called DK Diaclone. I mean, it's DK2 Guard. He's not Ironhide, but this guy is supposed to be. He is the Black Protect. Apparently they put the black paint on him. One, it provides additional protection and some disguise so he can be Optimus Prime's bodyguard. Whereas this guy is just a guard. Let's start with the eHobby exclusive G1 style. There he is in all his awkward glory. Now, I have to say about this mold that it's not my favorite of the G1 molds. I mean, it's neat looking, kind of, but definitely very limited. And apparently, obviously it's the same mold as Ironhide, but when the cartoon people were looking at the toys and saying, we need to animate this, they looked at the Ironhide and Ratchet toys and said, nah, we're not fucking doing that. So they came up with more cartoon accurate. Now in the comic book, in the very first issue, he looked like this. Obviously he was Ironhide, he was in red, but he had this little thing, and yeah, it's kind of a weird guy, but he's what we had for Ironhide back in 1984. And this black version is reminiscent of what we had prior to that Ironhide, because again, it is in the black Diaclone colors. In the comic and issue 2, they switched to the same model used on the show, so made sense. So I've had this for a while. I have the box somewhere, and I have the other missiles. So I have all three, I believe that 2 of them are probably still on the sprue. So this is the eHobby exclusive. They say that one, it was put out as an homage to the Diaclone, but it also could have been somewhat an homage to the fact that Ironhide in the Michael Bay movies was a black truck, and they said, oh, we'll make a black van. So could be lots of reasons for that, but the official reason is, you know, so he could be better at protecting Optimus Prime. Yes, bad impressions are what I do. So when you look at this guy, he's got a battle platform. He's got this laser gun here that can swivel and shoot. He's got this missile launcher. Now this is from Japan, so the missile launcher actually, makes the missile fly off the table. So that's one nice thing about getting a toy from Japan. The US versions of these toys, well, the missile launchers were definitely weakened, and later on they pretty much did a lot of horrible things to make missile launchers not quite as powerful as they could be. I mean, in Japan, they had a Megatron, you could load bullets in and shoot at people. I mean, plastic bullets. So looking at this guy, he's a funny little robot with a smiling face behind the windshield. So, and he has this battle platform that I will admit, I mean, it's not a bad battle platform, and they did do kind of an homage to it in the G1 cartoon when I think he was spraying some chemical, and I think Wheeljack might have been in the back. I don't know, I'd have to look at the footage. And they had a little cannon that kind of looked like his, but it was shooting chemicals. Again, this is the black version. He's Ironhide, only, you know, meaner, I guess. Now, I will admit that when I was younger, I wasn't very thrilled with the battle platform, so I'd basically put it aside and just work with the robot. Now, the robot actually has quite a bit of posability, even though he falls over, in his arms, because they will bend in all directions. He can even kind of look up, and the feet kind of move, but he doesn't have any knee joints. He's a really small little guy. Now, I know they have upgrade kits, which I've never bothered getting, where you can actually put something over this little face and it's got a head that looks like Ironhide, or Ratchet if you want to use those. They might even have black ones, but nah, let's keep him in all his original cheesy glory. So I would just put this aside. Usually I didn't even transform it. I just kind of left it in its partial van mode. And one thing I noticed, if you have an original one of these or any that have gotten loose, you can tip, as long as they stay on there, you can kind of tip and rearrange the little treads on the bottom, because it's got these treads on the bottom, to still keep it relatively upright. But yes, non-working treads that are supposed to be his battle tank, but I would just leave it partially in his van mode because it didn't seem much of a point. So I would just have this be, well, the red one, be Ironhide running around and fighting Decepticons. But I found out something. If you happen to have an extra Rumble or Frenzy gun, it fit quite nicely over his fist. So you could have an armed Ironhide. So he's actually not just running around looking idiotic, trying to squirt liquid nitrogen out of my arm. So neat little hack before they made universal weapons. Some weapons you could switch around. So there he is, not much posability, but still, it's an homage to the original 1984 as it is an eHobby exclusive, and it's an homage to the Diaclone version. So not bad, we'll put him aside. I'll take a look at the new guy. So the new guy, well, he's definitely more show accurate if he was in red. I mean, if you've seen the red Ironhide, he's pretty show accurate, except he doesn't run around with a shield. It's funny to me that some of the third-party stuff, he doesn't have a shield. He looks very much like the original Ironhide, but, you know, they didn't bother with a shield, which he never used in the show anyway. But he's armed, he's got all kinds of posability. He can do a toes up as Jean-Claude Van Damme. I know my editor's getting sick of me saying that. He can move his arms in all directions, he's got elbows. You can even turn the fists. Now, he even has a joint in his waist so he can twist. Now the head turns. It was stiff for a moment. I was worried I was going to break it, but no, it turns. Knees bend. He's got all kinds of posability. He is definitely not a G1. Now the top of his van mode becomes a shield or a weapon, whatever you want to use it for. Or it could be a sled when you're, you know, in the snow. So he's got that, and he's got a weapon, so he's pretty well outfitted. They call him, again, the DK2 Guard. I don't know what he's guarding. He does have an Autobot symbol on his shield, so presumably he's an Autobot, and it's not purple, so he's from the normal and not the Shattered Glass universe. So, but overall a cool guy. I like him, but what I do with most repaints is I don't call them by the original name because millions of Transformers on Cybertron. I keep saying that. I'm sorry, not really. But there he is. He's got room for the Matrix. Okay, maybe not. But pretty much what you've come to expect from the War for Cybertron molds. He's a Generation Select homage, but pretty good, pretty good. So there they are size-wise. If you just have their robot modes next to each other, obviously DK2 towers over Black Ironhide, or Black Protect Ironhide. Even if you take his battle platform and pop him on the end, he's still not as tall as DK2. And he's a little back heavy, so you really gotta arrange those treads so he doesn't do a backflip, which is about as acrobatic as he gets. So there they are. Definitely G1 nostalgia, definitely new technology. But let's check out the vehicle modes. We'll start with our Black Ironhide. Now apparently when they were putting together the Diaclone line, their main concern was the vehicle modes, making those look good. When you put him in his vehicle mode, he's definitely a cool van. Something you would want to hide your kids from, though it does have windows, so it's not a windowless van. It's got the stickers on it because I put these on years ago. Now this is not a counterfeit. It actually had the rub sign on it. Yes, genuine Takara product. As far as weapon storage, you could actually take his little gun and kind of stick it underneath, but it interfered with rolling. So I don't know why they had that as an option, but doesn't help in vehicle mode. So as with all G1s, you take the accessories, you put them aside and hope that your cat doesn't knock them under the couch. And then they get vacuumed up and, you know, then you're at cons looking for pieces. It's just, you know, a nightmare. Just keep track of them. So decent van mode. Let's check out DK2. So there he is. He doesn't roll as freely as the G1, but he rolls. He's got a weapon on top, so you can store his gun there. His shield obviously becomes the top. So because his shield is the top of his van mode, when they're shooting down on him, does he have like extra armor there? Anyways, there he is. A nice homage to the original van. Some of the striping is very similar, though it looks a little bit more like the 18 van. Nice symbol right on the top, but that's pretty much it. He's kind of symbolless. Now you can kind of tell that they were more interested in the final robot mode than the van mode, because the back definitely doesn't look like a normal back of a van. But it's still, overall, from certain angles, a very good van. Vroom vroom. Size-wise, again, he is larger than the original, which is to be expected, though the original rolls a lot better. Hey, no collisions. Than DK2's vehicle mode. I don't know why the newer Hasbro stuff doesn't seem to roll as freely. Maybe they're concerned about people stepping on it, slipping. I don't know. I mean, vehicle mode wise, when you compare them, these are plastic tires under here. These are nice rubber ones. They don't make them like that anymore. Every time I look at a G1 Prime, my circuits sizzle. Why don't they make these with such quality? Of course, they make these with better transformations, so, you know, it balances out, I guess. So here we have black eHobby Ironhide, and we have the DK2 Guard. Which one do you like better? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously, I'm keeping both of them, but if you had to choose one, well, this guy is $24.99. I think he's still available on Hasbro Pulse, and you can probably find him other fine retailers. I'll put some links below, even some to eBay. You might be able to find a deal. This guy you definitely need to go to eBay for. He is, I mean, you could probably get a counterfeit of him, but if you want the genuine article, okay, I'm gonna stop that, then you definitely need to go to eBay, and you could even find some of the counterfeits on there as well. A lot of the counterfeits are pretty good quality, not quite up to Hasbro Takara standards, but you know, good in a pinch. But anyways, these are them with extra accessories. And while you're deciding which one is the best, and of course commenting, we do have some other videos over there you can check out. The subscribe button down there, click that, hit the notification bell, all that jazz. Give us a like so that this video can spread far and wide. And again, comments, we love them. We'll see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.